Dear all CSR family members, Namaskar. A very happy new year to all of you. I hope you all celebrated with your family and friends following the COVID-19 appropriate behavior. As we welcome the new year 2022 with great enthusiasm, it is time to recall the year that has just passed by. It is customary that we take a stop of what we did last year and what we may be doing this year. You will all agree with me that we have just gone through another challenging year with the second wave of COVID-19 affecting each one of us one way or the other. Last year, when we met around this time here, the first wave was just over, and although we had anticipated that the second wave would be around the corner, we had not probably anticipated the magnitude of the second wave that came in April and May. And almost all of us lost our near and dear ones, at least a few near and dear ones in this particular wave. It's been very humbling year in that particular respect. While the SARS-CoV-2 virus is repeatedly challenging us, the world, India is especially fighting back. It is indeed important to acknowledge the tremendous progress made in India in vaccination of more than 1.4 billion vaccines that have been administered till now. This is owing to the tremendous efforts of scientists, technologists, doctors, healthcare workers, academicians, industry, policymakers, and government all together. The combined effort has yielded into delivering more than 4 billion vaccines in the country today, for which we all are very proud. I am also very proud and happy to know that despite the immense hardships of COVID-19, CSIR has contributed extensively to the fight against COVID-19. And this has been feasible only because of the unstinting efforts of each and every of you in this particular regard. CSIR very remarkably unified and worked as a team with the support of all the scientists, technical officers, technical assistants, students, researchers, administration, common care officers, one and all. And this has what has allowed CSIR to be at the forefront of the COVID-19 fight. And as the head of CSIR, it makes me immensely proud that all CSIR members have joined together, have risen together to make our fight a notable fight against COVID-19. When there was tremendous need in the country for makeshift hospitals, ventilators, oxygen concentrators, diagnostics, genomic surveillance, drugs, vaccine, etc., CSIR contributed to each and every aspect of these particular ones. CSIR not only developed wide range of solutions, but also worked closely with industry partners and government in ensuring timely scale-up and deployment of all essentials. The planning and strategy for development of various technologies and products for mitigation of COVID-19 that was initiated in CSIR in March 2020 has served well during the pandemic and has sustained and enhanced further to overcoming the challenges of 2021. I would like to recall some of the key contributions of CSIR to our family members, all our family members, that what we did during this last 1 year against COVID-19. I start with the Bharat Biotech International Limited vaccine, what is popularly called as Covaxin. In order to produce the vaccine in bulk, it requires an imidazopyridine molecule in large quantities. Now, some of you might know that this is the adjuvant that is used in the vaccine. An adjuvant is a molecule that boosts immunity of our body. So it's not only the killed virus that is given so that our body can remember COVID-19, but adjuvant boosts the immunity. and all the adjuvant that is there in Covaxin is now made in CSIR Indian Institute of Chemical Technology in Hyderabad. They have assisted Bharat Biotech to develop a scalable and cost-effective synthetic process route to make the adjuvant in desired quantities. On the vaccine delivery front, many of you would have heard recently that NAL Bangalore recently developed an octocopter drone. It is the first of its kind aerial delivery of COVID-19 vaccines, and that was demonstrated in Karnataka and in Jammu and Kashmir. And the first consignment of 50 vials of COVID-19 vaccines, 50 vials is 500 doses, was delivered near the international border in Mud area of Jammu and Kashmir. I would also like to compliment all our labs for participating in the serosurveillance in a very large way. The CSIR cohort that spans entire CSIR and more than 10,000 people, I'm told about 23,000 unique sero surveys have been done. Serum has been collected, have participated in the 3 major surveys carried out till now. This has yielded very valuable insights in terms of COVID-19 positivity trends, prevalence trends, duration of antibody response, etc. It's also remarkable. This has led to several high-profile publications in Science and Nature from CSIR. In a first of its kind research in India, and one of the very few experimental studies around the world, CCMB Hyderabad and IMTech Chandigarh examined the extent of transmission of SARS-CoV-2 in aerosols in terms of duration and distance in closed-door settings apart from hospitals to generate the data that can form policy and guidelines to mitigation of virus transmission. They have demonstrated scientifically that aerosol transmission can occur under certain conditions, and usage of mask and ventilated spaces are a key towards mitigation of transmission. Moreover, CSIR labs have worked on various air disinfection and purification systems, such as UV-based disinfection. CBRI Roorkee and CSIR Chandigarh together, they generated a modular UVC air disinfectant system that is designed as a retrofittable unit into existing HVAC AC ducts. This is based on the fact that UVC light source inactivates the virus and bacteria contained in the air flowing through the air duct. The UV exposure required to kill the virus was tested and validated at IMTech Chandigarh using SARS-CoV-2 viral cultures. The technology now has been licensed by CSIO to more than 30 industries and MSMEs. We are also very proud as CSIR family members that the UVC air duct disinfection system has been installed in no less a place than the Lok Sabha Central Hall of the Parliament and the Committee Room 62 and 63 in the Parliament. This ensures that all our honourable members of Parliament can feel relatively safe with reduced risk of transmission in the 2 halls. CBRI Roorkee has also come up with ventilation guidelines based on modeling, as it is a well accepted fact that proper ventilation decreases viral transmission. We all realize the value and importance of oxygen concentrators. In a remarkable initiative, IIT Dehradun developed what is called as the pressure vacuum swing absorption or PVSA based oxygen plants. In some of the most difficult circumstances that we encountered, about 100 plants have been successfully installed and commissioned from the PM CARES. This has been done in partnership with CSIR NCL and DRDO and industry partners with funding from PM CARES. This is another example of how CSIR rose to the occasion in times of emergency of the country. CSIR, in partnership with Ministry of Ayush, is also going very strong. We have launched 4 clinical trials of Ayurveda based interventions for COVID-19 jointly with Ministry. Ayush 64 has been found to be effective in the treatment of mild and moderate COVID-19, while ashwagandha has been found to be equivalent to other prophylactics that are in use. CSR effort on this front will enable wider national and global adoption of the traditional drugs that have been prevalent in India for several hundreds of thousands of years. I should also say that apart from the COVID-19 mitigation efforts, CSR labs have also made progress on multiple fronts despite the pandemic and the associated challenges. Some of the noteworthy non-COVID-19 mitigation highlights are as follows. As an activity under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, CLRI Chennai has undertaken a unique activity to have our own footwear sizing system for the first time. All of you are aware, when we go and buy our footwear in the market, all the footwear sizes are those which are either prevalent in US or in the UK. India has not had any footwear sizing of its own. And it is a remarkable initiative that CLRI has taken, and we hope that it will become popular in the coming days. And it is done using 3D digital technique, imaging technique, which we hope to establish the Indian footwear sizing system. The flagship program of CSIR's Aroma mission has performed exceedingly well and is now in the phase 2 of the mission. An important aspect which has gained both national and international attention is what is called as the Purple Revolution. This is a CSIR promoted cultivation of lavender in Jammu and Kashmir. My congratulations to all the labs and scientists who are associated with the Aroma mission, which are making it possible for the revolution to unfold itself. This year, CSIR has also launched the Floriculture mission, which aims to improve the lives of farmers engaged in the mission. It was launched on the 4th March 2020 by Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Harshvardhan, and is going to be implemented in 21 states and union territories of India. You may recall, last year New Year address, we were recalling the previous year's revolution that was unfolding in the plantation of heng in India. This year, CSIR IHBT has been instrumental now in introducing cultivation of dalchini, the cinnamon bheram, for the first time in the Himachal Pradesh village Kholin in district Una. The true cinnamon is derived from cinnamon bheram, whereas the majority of cinnamon being sold in the market is derived from cinnamon cassia. And we hope that the true cinnamon cultivation that IHBT has undertaken will transform that particular scene, moving towards cinnamon bheram. Similarly, CSIR NLs, the Hansa NG two-seater aircraft is now undergoing several amounts of tests for getting regulatory approvals for the state. We hope that regulatory approvals will come very soon and will satisfy the requirements of flying clubs for obtaining the personal pilot licenses, PPLs, and the commercial pilot licenses, CPLs, for the younger generation. I am happy to inform all of you that CSIR NAL has already received a letter of intent by 65 aircrafts from 7 flying clubs and flight training schools across the country. Another important development that took place in the country was based on a state-of-the-art heliborne survey technique developed by CSIR NGRI to map groundwater resources. I am very pleased to inform all of you that Honorable Minister Jal Shakti, Shri Gajendra Singh Ji Shekhawat, and our Honorable Minister of State Independent Charge, Ministry of Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, inaugurated heliborne survey for groundwater management in arid regions of Rajasthan, Gujarat, and Haryana. CSIR NGRI also conducted heliborne surveys of water and minerals carried out using audio magnetotelluric study for updated feasibility and detailed design of Dudh Koshi storage hydroelectric project in Nepal. A very significant development for the future of mankind, or future of energy, has been our move towards greener energy sources, and I'm referring to the hydrogen sources that we might be looking at for the future. A hydrogen fuel cell bus has been designed and developed by Sentinel Labs, which is part of KPIT, in collaboration with NCL and Sikri Karaikuri. Earlier, last year we saw that the first fuel cell car was developed by CSIR NCL in partnership with KPIT Limited. The bus that has been demonstrated a few days ago uses hydrogen fuel cells and air to generate electricity from power. The only emission from the bus is water, and therefore it makes the bus the most environment-friendly mode of transportation. On similar lines, coal to methanol objective, CSIR Simford Dhanbad has signed an agreement for developing 250 kgs per day syngas to methanol plant and basic engineering package of 100 TPD coal to methanol plant with MN Dastur and Company in Calcutta. CSIR IIT's DILSA, that is Droplet in Liquid Sustainable Automotive and Aviation Fuel, also has received authorization for Indian Air Force to use at 10% blending levels. This makes India only the second country in the world with indigenous biofuel capabilities and makes all of us extraordinarily proud. On the international fronts last year, during the visit of the Honorable Prime Minister of Kingdom of Denmark to India, 2 CSIR agreements were exchanged in presence of the Honorable Prime Minister of India. The first was an MOU between CSIR NGRI, Aarhus University Denmark, and Geological Survey of Denmark and GreenDAC on mapping of groundwater resources and aquifers. The second was the TKDL access agreement between CSIR and Danish Patent and Trademark Office. We should also recall some other moments of pride for CSIR. On the 26th September 2021, we celebrated our 80th Foundation Day, and we were graced by the presence of Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji, the Honorable Vice President of India, as the chief guest, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, Honorable Minister of State, Independent Charge, Science and Technology. Honorable Vice President presented several prestigious awards, such as the Young Scientist Awards of CSIR, CSIR Innovation Award for School Children, G.N. Ramchandran Award, etc. As CSIR entered into 80 years of existence, few other CSIR laboratories also have reached a remarkable milestone. Many of you would recall that tomorrow CSIR NPL, the National Physical Laboratory Delhi, completes its 75 years of existence. Last year, when we entered the 75th year of existence of NPL, we did so in the august presence of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, delivering the inaugural address at the National Meteorology Conclave that was organized to mark the occasion. Similarly, Honorable Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji, Vice President of India, was the chief guest for the function at CSIR CBRI 75th Foundation Day. Dr. Harshvardhan ji, Honorable Minister of Science and Technology then, and Vice President of CSIR, and Honorable Shri Jairam Thakur, Chief Minister Himachal Pradesh, were guests of honor at that particular occasion. There are also many activities that are taking place at the headquarters level, and I would like to record a few of those. CSIR held its society meeting on the 4th of June this year. Our President, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, chaired this meeting on the 4th June on virtual platforms. Many of you would have heard his address to CSIR and to Indian SNT at that particular moment. He lauded the scientists for the scale and speed at which vaccines were made within a year to save humanity from the pandemic. He urged that CSR should work on solutions to tackle climate change. And in line with what he said, CSR now has launching two major initiatives, which includes the hydrogen mission and includes also the carbon capture, utilization and storage mission. Last year also marked unity of two institutes of CSIR, which are now amalgamated into one, that is NISCARE and NISTABS. They have been now made into a new entity called CSIR NISPA, the National Institute of Science Communication and Policy Research. This was established consequent to the merger on the 14th January 2021. We are also very proud that the annual account and annual report of CSIR for the financial years from 2018-19 and 2019-20 were laid in both the houses of parliament on the 1st December on Lok Sabha and 9 December in Rajya Sabha. As far as the pending promotions of many of our common cadre officers, there have been very long pending promotions in CSIR. And when I speak to many common cadre officers across different labs, I find out that many people have been stagnated for 20-25 years. I cannot imagine the plight of our people who have been stagnated for so long. And to address this particular issue, we implemented cadre review for the administrative staff in year 2020, and last year 192 common cadre officers were promoted to Group A positions. Consequently, a number of vacancies arose at the Group B common cadre officers. Our team at administration took initiative to fill up the vacancies in a time-bound manner, and this was done using multiple different kinds of sources. There is a limited departmental competitive exam that was held to fill in posts at Group B level. This was notified on 27 October 2021. The exams were conducted on 5th December and 6th December in Delhi, Calcutta and Hyderabad centers. And the results of the exams were declared on the 27th December, and promotion and posting orders of 208 officers have been issued on 29th December. Similarly, Group B departmental promotions for vacancies 2020 were conducted on 24 December, and promotion and posting orders of 97 officers were issued on 27 December. In a similar manner, Group A DPC for vacancies of 2021 were conducted from 21st to 24th December. Interviews were conducted online, and all the CSIR lab institutes and headquarter IT teams and other persons associated with the process worked tirelessly for the smooth conduct of interviews and promotion and posting orders in respect of 50 officers that were issued on 30th December. 305 Group B officers have been promoted through DPC and the departmental exam, and 50 officers have been promoted through Group A DPC. Therefore, we have a total of 355 officers who have been promoted in recent time. And we take a pride that this will go to some extent addressing the issue of stagnation of all the officers. I am delighted to inform all of you about a financial matter. The Ministry of Finance has approved in the budget estimate of 2022-23 with an increase of 419.66 crores against the budget estimate of the previous year. Now, all of us know that we as a country have been going through an extraordinarily difficult time and also somewhat challenging financial situation. An increase of about 8% of our budget indeed is a very welcome step. A treasury single account has been operationalized across all CSIR labs and headquarters. CSIR is one of the unique autonomous organizations in the country which has activated this, and it has been complemented by Ministry of Finance in my presence. All the initial allocations to all CSIR labs and institutes was communicated by the budget section in the first week of April 2021 itself. and which helped us in preparing for the year in advance. This was accomplished in spite of the COVID-19 pandemic situation. CSIR also was able to register itself under the Corporate Social Responsibility and under CSIR Act 1023C and 35 Act of IT, and these are some of the major achievements of the last year. CSIR received a certificate of commendation from Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority (PFRDA) in recognition of efforts and contribution for adoption of IT initiatives for online PRAN generation module under the National Pension Scheme in February 2021. During the calendar year of 2021, CSIR could settle 2,210 numbers of internal audit paragraphs out of total outstanding 4,793 old paragraphs. In spite of the pandemic, we could conduct internal audit of 18 labs and units for the 3 years 2018 to 2021 in the current calendar year, and this is a very proud activity that what we have done. CSIR is in the process of reinventing itself, and many of you would have heard that there is a committee that was formed at the Prime Minister's office for the reorientation of CSIR, and we have begun implementing some of the recommendations of this particular committee. CSIR is implementing various measures that can be addressed internally, and internal mechanisms for the purpose, such as task force for the next generation organization and systems, has been constituted for end-to-end digitization of CSIR activities. Number of NIMITLY and mission projects have been launched in the last 1 year, and among the missions that have been continuing, we are very proud that a particular group of people who are afflicted by the sickle cell, CSIR had undertaken a sickle cell anemia mission some years ago, and this year, very recently, the Drug Controller General of India has given its nod for the use of hydroxyurea in sickle cell anemia. We know that a large amount of tribal population is affected by sickle cell anemia, and with the permission to use hydroxyurea, hopefully this will go in some way in alleviating their sufferings. With the government firmly committing itself to hydrogen-based clean energy, CSIR in the new year proposes to undertake the Hydrogen Technology Mission Program, which is being developed through a network of 15 laboratories. The mission program will focus on technologies under 3 verticals, that is hydrogen generation, hydrogen storage, and hydrogen utilization. CSIR has also issued guidelines for ethics in research and governance this year. We should keep reminding ourselves all the time that whatever we do must conform with the highest level of ethics in any manner. Whether it be our conduct in society, whether it be our conduct in dealing with financial matters, or whether it be our conduct in scientific matters, we must adhere to the highest accepted principles, and that's the only way we can keep our brand up. Any compromise in any of these might dilute CSIR's brand value, and I appeal all of you to maintain the ethical standards to the highest level in the coming years. We have formed different committees at local level and headquarter level. For example, the Scientific Vigilance Committee, called SEC, and the Scientific Investigation Board, SIB, and Ombudsman that have been created. We are conducting regular awareness across CSIR labs, and the information is available at CSIR website as well. This year, we also implemented the stage gate model for all technology related projects, and we hope that this model will be vital in reshaping the project management methodologies pertaining to technology development in CSIR. The lab strategy groups have been created, and we hope that they will guide the labs into the future and coming time. In terms of the corporate social responsibility that CSIR received generously from various corporates in the country, I'm very pleased to inform that Advanced Micro Devices, or what is popularly called as AMD, they have donated a supercomputer to CSIR for carrying out COVID-related research. This is a 1.2 petaflop high-performance computing system and costs about 12 crores. Similarly, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation also funded makeshift hospitals in certain regions of the country. During the year, CSIR also received exemption for FCRA, and this has been issued by Ministry of Home Affairs. The exemption has been of great help to CSIR during the pandemic, and we have been receiving foreign grants worth several crores for our COVID research. Just to give example, from AMD, from Intel, from Wellcome Trust, etc. We have also attracted large amount of corporate social responsibility funding from agencies such as Sun Pharma, Security Print and Minting Corporation of India, Northern Coalfields, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Cipla Foundations, and so on and so forth. We have also entered into agreements with some of the major MNCs such as Colgate-Palmolive, Procter & Gamble, Avita Biomix, Reliance, Spice Health, Unilever, etc. Tata Trust supported initiative called Social Alpha, along with NRDC and NAL, have announced the launch of Mac32 Aero. This is an incubation platform to nurture startups in aerospace engineering sector. In terms of bringing benefits to larger people of India, we have entered into large number of MOUs with different states. For example, with Meghalaya, Manipur, Uttar Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, and Ladakh, for bringing knowledge-based partnerships to many of these states. And many of you would be aware that we have launched programs, for example, in Ladakh, and we actually hope to undertake many different kind of programs in Ladakh towards bringing value to the people there. I should also mention here that in some of the states, for example in Odisha, the district of Nabarangpur has been ranked among all the special districts very poorly. But thanks to the interventions made by CSIR, coordinated in Odisha by IMT Bhubaneswar, with the contributions of many CSIR labs, including IIT Dehradun, including CMAP, including NBRI, including CFTRI, they have brought so much value to Nabarangpur that Nabarangpur developmental parameters have steadily increased in the last 1 year. And that shows the value of bringing science and technology to the benefit of society in the larger context. I keep emphasizing on many different programs that very often our objectives are doing some outstanding scientific discoveries or developing technologies that can be churned out for making billion-dollar businesses. But very often, we also forget that we have to bring value to common people of the country through science and technology. And the Nabarangpur example goes a long way in demonstrating that CSIR's technology can be brought to bring value to the common people of the country. CSIR has similarly been able to develop partnership with agencies such as the Khadi Village Industries Corporation, KVIC, the TriFed, EPIDA, the state horticulture boards, agriculture universities through our aroma and floriculture missions. Through these missions, farmers would be hopefully able to generate additional income and employment opportunities. As far as the promotions related to scientists, I am very pleased to inform that all the assessments of scientists to senior scientists, senior principal scientists has been done till date. So there are no backlogs for scientists till senior principal scientists. All the remaining assessments from senior principal scientists to chief scientists have been planned to remove 1 year backlog, and the RAB is working on this at a frantic pace. All the assessments are being carried out online without any paperwork. Similarly, as far as the CSIR UGC NET exam is concerned, After a gap of almost 1 year due to COVID-19, our partner NTA has finally announced that the exam will be conducted on 29th January and 15th to 18th February 2022. Two more editions of CSIR UGC NET will be held in 2022 to catch up on the backlog. CSIR's HRDC Ghaziabad has announced 20 programs during the year, including induction program for newly recruited directors and scientists. As far as our outreach programs are concerned, our Jigyasa program has been extremely popular and effective in aspiring students of Kendriya Vidyalayas and Navodaya Vidyalayas across the country. As an initiative of virtual training to the students, we have now launched India's first virtual science laboratory for children under the Jigyasa program. The Union Minister of State Independent Charge, Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, he launched this notable program in CSIR headquarters a few weeks ago. For the outreach, we have also signed a memorandum of understanding between the National Council of Science Museums under the Ministry of Culture, in presence of Honorable Union Minister of Culture, Sri Kishan Reddy Garu, and Honorable Minister of State Independent Charge for Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji. The MOU aims at setting up science museum at selected CSIR laboratories to promote scientific curiosity and awareness amongst common people across all sections of society. CSIR may also explore the possibility of creating science museums at its labs with a suitably represented museum in Delhi to showcase its technologies and products for better visualization. As the year 2021 has remained special for the nation and also for CSIR as an organization, the nation's celebratory spirit of 75 years of independence is being commemorated as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. CSIR and our laboratories have joined these celebrations in many different ways. Further, as part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and CSIR's 80 years of existence, we have launched a new campaign of highlighting 75 success stories from organization. So far, we have been able to highlight 29 success stories through 29 labs, and I would like to appeal to other labs to also participate and increase the number of stories to 75. Many blogs have also been written, which are now showcased on CSIR's website. A large number of international collaborations have been signed by our scientists. About 38 international collaborations have been backed by CSIR labs. About 18 topical collaborations or MOUs have been with reputed foreign research and technology organizations have been concluded by CSIR labs. In terms of recognition, we have received the Clarivate South and Southeast Asia Innovation Award in 2021 in Government Research Organizations category. We have also received Clarivate India Research Excellence Citation Award in 2021. I take this opportunity to also congratulate two of our senior colleagues, Dr. Saman Habib of CDRI Lucknow and Dr. Srinivas Reddy of IIIM Jammu for receiving the highly prestigious GC Board's National Fellowship. I also take this opportunity to congratulate our younger colleague, Dr. Vinay Kumar Saikia of NIST Jorhat for winning the prestigious Bhatnagar Prize under the Earth, Atmosphere, Ocean and Planetary Sciences. Incidentally, Dr. Saikia is the first scientist from NIST Jorhat, or rather from the entire Northeast, to have won this award. So congratulations to all our colleagues for the recognition. Congratulations to also all those colleagues who have become fellows of academies and received other prestigious awards. CSIR is very proud of the accomplishments of our family members. What I would like to say to summarize is that despite the hard impact of pandemic in each one of our lives, the year 2021 had been significant in terms of our accomplishments. The fact that CSR responded with a well-coordinated and integrated approach to the unprecedented situation for humanity arisen due to COVID-19 pandemic, posing large number of essential challenges. It is really commendable that the efforts of each and everyone from CSR fraternity are absolutely appreciable. And I congratulate all the CSR family members for having risen to the occasion, for having worked together as a team and found many solutions towards COVID-19 mitigation. With the new year, it brought the news of a new strain of COVID-19 that has started circulating across the globe called Omicron. What I would like to appeal to all of you is to continue to maintain COVID-19 appropriate behavior. We have also issued guidelines for COVID appropriate behavior, and I encourage very strongly all of you to do so. What COVID-19 has demonstrated is that CSR as an organization has always been at the forefront with its vast scientific excellence and expertise to overcome any unwarranted situation. We have to be courageous and we have to keep up our efforts with the resolution in the new year from the beginning itself. Once again, it's time for all of us to show to the entire nation and to show to the world that with our diverse scientific and technical capability, we can provide solutions which are very long lasting and are good for the planet. I wish all of you a very happy new year, and all the family members, please stay safe during the pandemic, and we'll keep in touch with all of you during the year with the accomplishments. There are a few announcements before I hang up. The announcements are for Jigyasa Virtual Lab National Level Competition. And as all of you know, as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the Ministry of Science and Technology will be carrying out various outreach activities in the next 2 months, which will culminate on the National Science Day on 28th February. In a run-up, we are launching Jigyasa Vigyan Mahotsav, a national competition which is being conducted for class 8 to 12 students across the country. And I'm pleased to launch it now. Students can register in this competition and participate in 2 boot camps that will be organized to increase awareness of various contemporary topics such as climate change, disaster preparedness, water conservation, energy, health and artificial intelligence. Select students will also be given exposure to create scientific content in terms of comics, apps, games and videos, etc. The final submissions by students will be awarded with suitable attractive prizes in the last week of February 2022. With this, I wish the entire CSR family a very happy and prosperous new year ahead. I would like to end by borrowing a quote from our past very beloved president and renowned scientist, late Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. If 4 things are followed: having a great aim, acquiring knowledge, hard work, and perseverance, then anything can be achieved. Thank you all very much. Jai Hind.
Very good.
45 minutes.